Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully get all that our group by data, and also we have created one of the relationship with our another table and get this table name, right? That means the table field name. So right now I want to make it as a edit functionality. That means if you click as a edit, then it will be redirected to our another page. And then if you want to edit that registration fee, if you want to edit that monthly fee and the exam fee, how can do that work? In this video I will show you that things with a live example. So for doing this, first of all we have to create that link, that means route in our edit page. So that is in our view. Now go to our view page. That is actually our view page, right? In the view page you can see there is our edit and the delete. So first of all I want to create one of the route, so that will be the route. Okay, our route will be what? Our route will be as a whatever you choose. Now I name it as a fee amount, and then edit. Okay, fee amount edit. And also from here we have to pass that our ID, right? So I get all that our data with this amount. So now with this amount, and here I want to get all the data by which one? I want to get all the data by our this free category ID, right? So here I have already get all that our group by data. So I want to edit it with also the grouped. So if you want to edit it by the grouped, for the reasons here you can see here we cannot actually use that ID. ID is actually different for the different every element. So right now I want to actually edit it by the grouped. That means that one group, all that our category data I want to update it, all that group category data I want to update it, right? So that will be our this ID. I name it as a free category ID. So with this amount I want to access that as a this ID field as a fee underscore category underscore ID. I hope it's very much clear to you, friend, right? So that will be actually our group ID, not that our individual table field ID. So for the reasons here I use that our this field, and now we have to create this route. Now go to our web route, and the web route that will be the get method. I simply paste it. So that will be as a I name it as a free amount edit. Copy it. That will be as a free amount edit, and I make it as a free amount and then edit. And also here we have to pass that our ID, and our ID will be what? Our ID will be our this one, that means our free category ID, right? So I copy it. That will be our free category ID. Perfect. And then in our free amount, that means the amount controller, I want to create one of the method as a edit. Okay, edit and free amount. So this type of one of the method I want to create in our this controller. Now go to our this controller here. After this I take another one as a public, and then function, and then our method, this one, edit free amount. So that will be our method as a public function and this method. So now I simply create it, and here also we have to pass our this ID, right? So that is actually our ID. Before I have passed that as the ID, so right now our ID is actually I want to get it by the group all the data as a free category ID. So that will be as a our this requested ID will be as a this free category ID. So now here I want to do the same procedure. I take one of the variable as a data, and then I take it the same as a data, and here I take one of the name as a edit variable as edit data. That will be our variable. And then right now we are using our which model we are using as a free category amount model, right? So that will be our free category amount model, and in the model area I want to put one of the condition, because here we have to edit it. So our where condition will be our this table, that means our this table, this free category ID will be matched with our this requested ID, right? So our field name and then our requested field name, that means requested ID name. So that will be our requested ID. So I just simply pass it on here. Okay, friend. And after that, if you want to get this data by the order by, you can also get it. But I want to use it as an order. Okay, so order by I want to make it our, it should be order by from which one? It should be order by our this class ID. Okay, so with this class ID I want to get this our order by as a ascending order. So our field name as a class, class underscore id, and then I also want to make it as ascending order asc, and then I get this data. Perfect. Okay, so right now if you want to check it, I show you, then everything will be very clear to you. I make it as one of the dd, and then I want to dd our this variable. Okay, I copy it. So here I want to edit it, that means here that will be this, and then after that I want to add that as a to array a double or ay. Okay, that will be as a to array. So with this to array function, I want to actually visible it, what exactly that data actually is getting, then everything will be very clear to you. So that will be as edit data. So now if you click as a save all, I click as a save all. Now if you go, that is our page. Now click as a refresh. So it's now missing required parameters route, this one as a fee. You can see, friend, that is sure I am actually spelling mistake. You can see the category, so that is our field name as a category, right? So I make that wrong in our view, into the view amount blade. So I understand that part. Go to the view, you can see that is actually a fee category, so it will be as a category, that is actually our database field name, right? So make that sure your spelling is correct. So our database field name as a free category dot underscore id, and also that is our id. I have passed it. You can see that is the same logic. That is a spelling mistake. That will be as id, and also maybe I did the same wrong in our method. In our method, you can see spelling is also here wrong. That is also wrong, and that is also wrong. Because of all, every time actually copy it. So make sure your spelling is correct. That will be as a category underscore id. Okay, so now if we click as a save all, and now I refresh it, yeah, you can see that is a spelling mistake, as I told you. So right now that is actually our registration fee. So into the registration fee, as I told you before, I get all that our group by data, right? So now I want to actually check it with the dd. Now if you click as a edit, yes, you can see right now that is actually showing as a to array, there is another array, right? So they have the two data. That means it's perfectly getting that all that group by data. That is a monthly fee. If you click as a edit, yes, you can see for the monthly fee there is a 0, 1, 2, 3. So here one things you have to understand, actually array is started by the 0, not the 1. Okay, so array is started by the 0 and then the 1, 2, 3. That means everything group, all the data is now perfectly getting, right? That means it's now working. That means our this functionality working. So better I want to put some of the note. I make it as a comment out. Okay, and now we perfectly getting this data. Now I want to visible it one of the return page. That means the return, and then I want to return one of the view page. Okay, that will be as a view. And better also here we have to pass all that our category. That means the add into that form. You can say I pass that our free category all data and student category all data. So right now better I copy it. I copy whole things from here, and then I paste it. Okay, so I get all that our free category all the data, because here also you have to load all that our category, also have to load all that our student class. And then in our backend and the setup free amount, I want to create one of the edit page. That will be as edit. Okay, edit free amount. So into the edit free amount, I want to, you can say I have already passed all the data in our data variable, and here I pass it. So right now we don't need to pass with the compact with the every variable, everything in our data. So that is in our edit free amount. So we have to create this page. Now go to our particular this folder. That is our free amount. Into the free amount, I want to create one of the new file, and now click as a save as, and I name it as a edit free amount .blade.php. Okay, so this page will be just like our add page. So for the from to the add, I copy everything. Okay, I copy everything, and now in our edit I paste it. So here everything will be just like that same. Here we don't need to change anything, only we customize our value. That means that will be as edit. Okay, that will be as edit fee amount, and that will be our post update. I will do that things later. And then that is actually our fee category, right? So right now whatever the category I choose it automatically, it should be as a selected, right? So here only we have to update this option value, That means that is actually our option value. I get all the data, take the things with this category variable. So now here I want to use one of the condition. Okay, I want to use this condition. As I told you, array actually started by the 0, right? So I want to take that as 0 index data. So that will be enough. I think I show you what exactly the things I want to do on here. So after this ID, okay, that means the value, and after this I want to put the same condition what exactly we did before. So I take as a one of the condition, I take one of the condition as a with I get all the data, that is actually our edit data, right? So with this edit data I want to access it. So with this edit data, I want to access our 0 index. So if you want to use that 0 index, that will be as a 0 index data. Okay, sorry, that will be as a 0 index. So with this 0 index I want to access our field name, and with this 0 index I want to access our this fee category ID, field name, and here when it should be equal our category, that means here that is also the category, right? So when it should be equal with our this category, and into this category that is actually the ID. When it should be match, then I want to make it as a selected rather than it should be as a null. Pretty much simple things I want to do. Okay, so with this first index, I want to add that condition. Our field name as a fee underscore category GORY, make that sure spelling is correct. Okay, with this category underscore ID. When this ID, as I told you before, that means in our this table, this ID, when it should be matched with our this category table, this ID, then when it should be matched, then it should be as a selected rather than it should be as a null. So with this I take it ID. So when this ID will be equal, I get all the our categories data, take the things with this variable. So now with this variable I want to access our ID, right? That will be as ID. When it should be equal match, then I want to put that condition, that will be as a selected. Okay, that will be as a selected, else. So that will be as a selected, else it should be as a null. Okay friend, so that's all you have to do. I hope it's very much clear to you. It should be match, when it should be equal, then it should be as a selected, else it should be as a null. Okay, so now first of all I want to check it, then if you better, let's just save all. So I click as a save all and now go there and now click as a refresh. So that is our edit 2. So into the edit 2, yes, you can see it's now perfectly now selected. That is a month fee is now selected. If you go another one, and that is our registration fee, click as a edit. Yeah, registration fee is now selected. And now also you have to get all that our data, right? So there is a multiple data in our group. So into the multiple group data we have to load, right? So I have already get our all that multiple group data. I get it, I take the things with this our edit data, that means this one. So here also we have to pass it in our edit fee, that means after this, that is actually our this one, right? So here we have to add one of the loop. Better I want to, that is actually our main row. So after this, better I want to add one of the for each. So I added that for each. So I added the for each, and our for each will be started from here. That is our main row, and also we have to finish it. That is our main row. That is our add, right? And that is our main row. So first of all, let's check it. So that is our one and group and 5. That is our another and 5. There is our another from 5, and that is our and row. You can see that is actually our and row. So after this, so here we have to and it. That means the and for each. Okay, so here I simply add it. So before this row I simply add it. So that is our 1, that is our 2, and that is the 3. So here I get all the data, right? So I pass all the data with this edit data. So now with this edit data we have to load it. That means all that our group by data. So with this edit data I make it as edit. Okay, I make it as edit. Sorry, edit. I make it as edit. And now with this edit I want to load all that our loop data. Okay, that means that is all that our for loop, and into the for loop area that is our class ID, right? So here we have to load it. So after this I want to load That means here it should be get all the data, take the things as with this variable. So that is our edit. So I want to do and to put that another condition. I put another condition with this edit data. With this edit data, when our field here, I get all that our field as a class ID. Maybe if you go our database, you can see there is a class ID. So this is the class ID I want to take, right? So when this edit data, I want to access our database field as a class. There is a class underscore ID. So when it will be matched, so equal our, I get all that our class data, take the things with this variable. There the another for each, you can see there is also another for each. So I just simply take it, and when it should be matched with our this class table ID, so I make it that same as a class table ID, and then I want to do and to make it the same condition. It should be as a selected. Okay, it should be as a selected, sorry, selected, and else it should be as a null. Perfect. So now friend, that's all we have to do. So that is our for loop, and the for loop area automatically it will be now loaded all that our group by data. Okay, it should be loaded all that our group by data. That means here it should be loaded, it should be check it should be edit, our ID will be equal our this. There is another for each, and with this for each I load all that our name, that means our class name, right? So that means all that class will be now loaded. When it should be matched with our class table ID, then it should be mark it as a selected, rather than it should be as a null. Perfect. And also we have to load all that our group by data. That means the group by amount data. So if you want to display it, that will be as a amount, that means a name, and here I add that value. Our value will be same. Right now we are already into the for loop, sorry, into the for loop area. You can see there is a color for each, and into the for loop I take all the data, take the things with this edit. So now with this edit we can actually access our database field name. So now with this edit I want to access our database amount field name. Our amount field name is amount, right? So now I make it as a amount, so that will be as a amount. Perfect. I hope friend every line should be very clear to you. If you have any issues, if you don't understand that main part, so that might be a little bit tough for you, but I am trying to explain everything clearly. Okay, so that is the main things we have to do. So that is our edit, and here it should be loaded our amount. Perfect. So that's all you have to do. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, and now go there, click as a refresh. Yes, you can see everything is great. Our this category is selected, and there is our class is selected as a 1, class 2, amount is also selected. If you go to the another one, and there is a monthly fee, if you click as edit, yes, you can see for the monthly fee I have selected all that field. So that is all that field is now visible. And here if you go to that exam fee, click as a edit. Yes, you can see for the exam fee I have updated as our category is now selected. That means the fee category is selected, student 1, class 2, class 3 is selected, amount is also selected, right friend? And from here if you also want to remove it, like from here you can add it. You can see when you add, then our this remove is activated, but right now for here it's not activated, right? I want to do and to also add that as a minus, that means the minus icon. So I have already added that minus icon in our visibility here. Here you can see there is a class pen class, so I copy it. I also want to visible it on here. That is actually 1, and then that will be also visible. So now if you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, yeah, our this button is visible. So now you can add it, minus it, but right now from here you cannot able to minus it. So if you want to reduce it, they have also one of the class, right? I have also used one of the class. So here we have to update this class. Maybe I delete add one of the classes, a delete hold extra item, right? So that is the class we have to also call. Better I copy this div. Okay, I copy this div, and then I want to do in our after this there is a row, right? So before this for each that means here, better here I paste it. Okay, I take another row. So after this for each loop, so now also we have to finish this div. So there is a before this div I want to finish it. I take another one, I close it, so I make it as a dash for our and remove delete. Okay, so this step up one of the name I put some of the note for you, then it will be very much helpful to you. Perfect. So that's all. So now it should be work. So that is our class I have added as a delete whole extra item, and that is our ID. Now click as a save all. Now refresh it. Now if you click as a remove, yeah, you can see it's now you can now able to remove everything from here. If you click as a refresh, everything is now perfect. So now we have to update, right? So now that will be not submit, that will be as a update. Here that will be as a value will be as update. Okay, that will be as update value. Click as a save all, and now refresh it. Yeah, you can see it's now perfectly updated that button. So better I want to continue this process. In our next video I will update our this fee amount. Okay friend, I hope you enjoy it very much. So that is very much interactive, one of the things. So how can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.